In the end, my selfish request was readily granted. As Satoko muttered complaints under her breath, quite merrily, she came with me to the store. Rika-chan didn't come with us, because she was dead. She said she had a thing she wanted to do or something. I believed her when she told me, but when I really thought about it, I started to think maybe she was being considerate towards Satoko in her own way. Without Rika-chan there, Satoko was prouder and more loquacious than ever. Keiichi, you should not know the word loquacious.
スーパーというものにはタイムサービスというものがあるんですのよ。
Uh-huh. Must be an early 80s Japanese thing, because I've never seen that be a thing here in the US.
例えば野菜炒めに欠かせない豚肉ももう少し待つと半額にまで下がるんですの。お肉やお魚は鮮度が下がったら売れませんからね。お店も売れ残さないように土壇場では安くしてくれるってわけなんですのよ。
Yeah, that doesn't happen in the US. They just throw it out.
もちろん百戦錬磨の主婦の皆様もそれを熟知していて、こうしてサービスタイムが近づいてくると。
I know what loquacious means. I'm just saying I don't think he should know what it means. And I wasn't really listening to her, but she was telling me all this quite proudly. Every time I seemed surprised at something or made an affirmative grunt in place of conversation, Satoko would say, "You don't know anything, do you, Keiichi-san?" You've never heard that word? Yeah. Yeah, I know what loquacious means. In short, it means talkative, yes. But I just didn't think Keiichi should know it. And smiled very happily in spite of her complaints. She led me by the hand to all sorts of stalls, one after the other. Really? Huh. You learned a thing today. You learned the meaning of one fairly obscure English word. She was in such a supreme mood that just being with her cheered me up. Merely being pulled into Satoko's pace was a lot of fun.
おい、どうせならこっちのお得用パックにしようぜ。お、こっちのチーズ入りにもかなり惹かれるものが。
圭一さんは経済観念が欠落しすぎですわ。ご覧なさいませ。
Yeah, I guess he was, wasn't he? He was the one that actually had been through more, shall we say, formal education than they had.
予算オーバー。お金が足りないのですわよ。
Satoko pushed a handful of receipts in my face. Pfft. Why can't Satoko do these kind of mental calculations when she's at school?
くそー。ノーマルは腹いっぱいたくさん買うか、ワンランク上のチーズ入りをつつましく買うか。これはかなり悩む。
おとなしく量を取りなさいませ。年頃の男の方は質より量を取った方が賢明でしたよ。
せえ、サトコは厳しすぎだよ。質も量も両方取りたい。この男心がなぜわからん。
You know, there's an easy joke to make about Trump in that statement there.
男心でお財布は膨らみませんのよ。まったく。未練がましくガラスに貼り付かないんですの。
After enjoying ourselves in such an exchange, we started to hear energetic voices coming from over by the butcher we visited earlier. I could see a handful of housewives flooding the place.
いけませんわ。早く行かないと半額豚肉がなくなってしまいますわ。
あいてててててて。引っ張るな。襟首を引っ張るな。
Satoko really seemed like she was having fun. She looked like a kid who had grabbed her family's hands while running towards an amusement park attraction. In the end, the bag of work we obtained was so normal that it almost hurt, but I knew that it would taste absolutely delicious. The cicadas had come out at some point, and the Higurashi were singing in chorus. The air was so clear, and it felt so good. Our silhouettes stretching out on the ground made for a really wonderful picture. We had filled our bicycle baskets to the brim with our shopping bags. They only contained ingredients and various other foodstuffs. Even so, every last thing packed in them sort of looked really happy, and made me feel really happy in turn.
夕食の買い物ってのもおつなものだな。晩飯が楽しみになるっていうか、待ち遠しくなるっていうか。
それもまた自炊の楽しみでしたよ。お買い物のうちからもう夕食は始まっているんですもの。
Dinner starts when you eat it.
野菜炒め楽しみだな。
I say, learning nothing from the previous speeches.
うちのお袋のメニューにはさ、野菜炒めってないんだよ。だから中華屋で外食するときくらいにしか食べられないんで、今日は本当に楽しみなんだよ。
それはお気の毒でございますこと。
You know, I just realized that salad dressing, you know, the salad, like they said, salad oil, he used enough to literally fill up a stir-fry wok. That's got to be an economy-sized bottle of the stuff and pretty freaking expensive.
では今日は特別に美味しいのをご披露して差し上げましたよ。
Normally, right about now, was the time I would start messing with her. But I didn't.
ああ、さとこならきっとうまい野菜炒めを作ってくれる。すごく楽しみだよ。
え？あ。
She stammered for a second. Satoko had been prepared for me to start making fun of her right then, too, and when it didn't come, she was surprised. Or maybe she stammered for some other reason. I don't know. But immediately knew she wasn't feeling anything bad.
ええ、とびきり美味しいのをごちそうしましたよ。楽しみにして遊ばせ。
As Satoko and I rode back on our bikes, I had a thought. Was I this sort of person? Until now, I would have lashed back at Satoko right away if she did something to me. Yeah, that was the kind of relationship we had. We'd poke at each other a little, then kick up a storm while nitpicking at one another. At some point, that had changed. We weren't playing our usual tit for tat. I didn't provoke her, so we didn't fight. That went for Satoko, too. Satoko, who I thought I knew, hadn't been like this until now. Our relationship was changing, little by little. That's what it felt like. But it wasn't something I had to worry about. It was like our relationship had become a little bit happier, a little bit more charming. I wonder why we changed like this. Was she lonely and projecting her older brother Satoshi, who hadn't returned home, onto me? Rika-chan told me about that yesterday. That was probably exactly it. So as my actions drew closer to Satoshi's, Satoko was returning to how she'd been when she was living happily with her brother. Yeah, it really looks like we're at the start of a romance route with Satoko. And that kind of worries me just a tiny bit. Oh boy. In other words, this Satoko was the real Satoko. Satoko had been able to see her brother again and had finally gone back to normal. Now that I've been playing the role of her brother, I discovered that she really could smile so sweetly. But I wasn't Satoshi Hojo. I was Keiichi Maebara, a totally different person. I couldn't become her brother. I could become close, but I could never really get there. That was vaguely, somehow, a little sad. I was wearing Satoshi's mantle, and that would have to come off one day. And that would doubtlessly put an end to this meager, nostalgic, peaceful time of Satoko's. A limited tranquility. A tranquility that would end one day. That is kind of what limited means. Yes, Keiichi, you get a cookie. Putting it in those terms, it really was sad. I shook my head firmly and drove off those pointless thoughts.
どうしましたの、ケイイチさん。
ごめん、なんでもないよ。
なんでもないならそんな変なことしないでくださいませね。
Yeah, there is, yeah, that worries me. There is pretty much an entire genre of manga about that, and I really hope we don't go there. Please God, no.
何か悪いものでも食べたんじゃないかと不安になってしまいますわ。
へいへい、ごめんよ、サトコ。
Nagging like always, but she still seemed really happy. That mood of hers drew me in, putting a smile on my own face. Hey, Keiichi Maebara. Why don't we quit thinking about this having to end one day? We can find a way to make it go on forever. If it will, just think about it when that happens. There was one thing, however, that I could say for sure. As long as I smiled like this, Satoko's own smile would never wane. So as long as I stay this way, this tranquility would never end. Satoshi would come back one day too. That might happen a lot further away than I'd like, but until that day, what's wrong with me being a replacement for him? Saying that I'm not a real brother so I can't become Satoshi, that was just an excuse. If I just didn't run away, Satoko would stay happy and live a fun life of annoyed nitpicking. I don't know what happened to Satoshi, or what made him abandon Satoko and run away, but just seeing Satoko in such a good mood made me think about how I could persevere as long as I needed to. So this is what I thought. I wouldn't become Satoshi. I would become a replacement brother. What could possibly go wrong?
そうそう、俺はこういう野菜炒めを期待してたんだよ。うまい。実にうまい。この塩コショウ味のお汁がいいんだよな。
See, we're asking it while imagining several hundred possibilities of what could go wrong?
実にご飯が進む。
ほらほら、ケイイチさん。こぼしてますわよ。そんなに焦って食べなくてもご飯は逃げませんのよ。
いや、逃げるぞ。出来たてほやほやの最高の味はできた瞬間からどんどん逃げていくんだ。サトコが100美味しく作ったものなら、俺はその100を丸々味わう義務がある。それがクーガーのマナーってもんだ。
それはお気持ちだけで十分ですわ。ですからもっと落ち着いてご飯をお食べなさいませ。
そうだな、悪い悪い。
No insults here. I meekly scratched my head, then put down my chopsticks and laughed along with her like it was funny. I ended up doing most of the eating. Satoko was barely taking a bite. She seemed satisfied just by watching me enjoy the food so much. Whenever I filled my mouth with more of her delicious meal, Satoko looked glad. That let me enjoy the food even more. In this way, she kept smiling happily the whole time. Looking at her made me really happy as well. The time passed, softly and gently. Before, I would have gone back and forth hurling insults with Satoko. In other words, we would have gotten into a fight right away. I'd never known I could feel such peace of mind by talking to her honestly like this. I was a little bit happy about having discovered this new side of Satoko. For example, I was eating food that Satoko had made. There wasn't an inch of me that thought it was suspicious. Before, however, Satoko would definitely put some sort of a trap into this.
がっつきすぎた。
That's a trap.
ちょっとトイレに行ってくるぞ。
Thank you for that, Keiichi.
ちょっとケイイチさん。お食事の最中におトイレに行くのはマナー違反ですわよ。
じゃあ、なんて言えばいいんだ？接近か？川屋か？お便所か？
Satoko looked down, her face bright red, and pointed down the hallway as if to say, just go already. Oops, my old habits seem to have come back. But, yeah, this wasn't all that bad either. No weird schemes, everything is just natural. And while having such utterly unguarded thoughts, I went to the bathroom. Only to be caught in a pit trap. Tug. My foot caught on something string-like. Okay, not a pit trap, but...
Yakan? Tarai? Satoko!
She got me. I can't believe her. She always does this when I let my guard down. I can't relax for a minute around her. Still, it was kind of funny and I really didn't feel like getting angry. Satoko, laughing uproariously, came over.
ほらね、ほらね。そろそろ引っかかってくれる頃だと思いましたわ。
まったくこいつはちょっと気を許すとこれだもんな。
I picked up the wash tubs that had crashed onto my head and went to go hit Satoko with it. But then I doubled over with the laughter that was welling up within me, so I couldn't manage it. I wish things could go on forever like this. God, he's becoming more of a creeper than usual. It's not like I was having the most fun since coming to Hinamizawa or anything, but it was probably the first time that I'd spent my day so simply and comfortably. It really wasn't worth much. It was only a few hours after all. As an only child, it was my first taste of having a sibling. Just washing dishes with her felt really nice. Side by side we washed, with the experienced Satoko doing most of the work, as I threw in appropriate words to add to the conversation. The scene was so commonplace, and yet so mild and warm. Maybe I'd felt this kind of warmth before, too, in the past. I think I've stood next to the sink with my mother like this when I was little. It made me feel nostalgic when I remembered it. It was the same sort of slow, easy time. It was tranquil. Such a quiet tranquility that the fact I wasn't uneasy about anything itself almost made me uneasy. Hey, wait, Keiichi Maebara. You feel uneasy about something just from spending time so leisurely? There's nothing at all to feel uneasy about. I mean, why would I be punished for enjoying a gentle life? Because you're in Hinamizawa, that's why. I'd do anything to keep these days going, and I would never do anything bad, no matter what. I don't know, I'm sure there's a shrine you could break into. I'd work hard for it, and endure much for it. So God, it's not much of a dream to want this kind of thing to keep on going, but can't you grant it?
あら、あれは電話の音ではありませんの？こんな夜更けに誰でございましょう？
Probably Rika.
え？あ、本当だ。
I hadn't noticed until she'd mentioned it. I hurried to stand up, then ran to the phone. Who could it be at a time like this? I did feel a little like the phone had interrupted my happy moment, but I still wanted to brag about how happy the time I was spending made me, no matter who it was on the other side.
もしもし。はい、前原です。
もしもし、
Oh,
ケイチ？お母さんだけど。
あ、なんだ、母さんか。何？こんな時間に。
that was a little cold of me when she was only calling because she was worried about her son. I couldn't help but give myself a dry smile.
その様子だと特にトラブルもなく生活できてるみたいね。母さん、ケイチがご飯を作れなくてひもじくて寝込んでるんじゃないかと心配してたわ。
まあね。なんとかおかげで。
ご飯はちゃんと作れてる？今夜は何を食べたの？
へへ、野菜炒めとご飯と味噌汁だよ。スーパーでいろいろとお惣菜を買ったから何気におかずも豊富でさ。そうそう、聞いてよ。豚肉なんかちゃんとタイムサービスを利用して半額で買ったんだぜ。へへ、主婦の知恵っていうのかな。それから。
All of that was thanks to Satoko, and not something I should be proud about. But still, I couldn't help but want to boast about the dinner tonight. It seemed like Mom got the hint that I was in a really good mood.
そう。
Let me guess, you're gonna stay up there an extra week, aren't you?
しっかりやれていて、母さん本当に安心したわ。そうそう、それでね、お父さんとお母さんの仕事がなんとか終わったの。
Oh, okay, they're done.
明日の昼か夜には帰れると思うから。
Fair enough.
あ、そうなんだ。
二晩、よく頑張ったわね。こっちも二晩ほとんど徹夜でね。大変だったけど、なんとか先生のイベントは穴を開けずに済みそうよ。
I sense problems.
うん。よかったね。お疲れ。
Why did my parents coming home seem so disappointing? I knew a little bit of the reason, of course. This tranquility I never wanted to end was about to end so readily, and it was a little painful. After being asked what type of souvenir I wanted from Tokyo and replying that anything edible would be great, I put down the receiver and Satoko appeared, having finished cleaning up her trap. At first, Satoko was in a very good mood, but when she saw me put down the receiver with an uncertain expression, her own clouded over a little bit. It seemed like she'd gotten the gist of what my phone conversation had been about.
ケイイチさんのご両親からですの？
ああ、明日には帰ってくるってさ。
あら、それは良かったですわね。明日のお夕食の面倒はもう見なくていいわけでございますものね。家族で水入らずの食卓を囲みなさいませ。
そんなことないよ。また明日からまた無味乾燥な食卓かと思うとなんだか寂しいよ。
何を贅沢言ってますの。家族みんなで囲む食卓が一番楽しいに決まってますわ。
Her brother, Satoshi, running away from home came to mind immediately. But there was no gloom in the way she said it.
私も昨日今日と2日間でしたけど、とても楽しいお夕食を取らせていただきましたわ。
ならさ、今度は俺からサトコの家に遊びに行くよ。
え？
Satoko momentarily made a happy smile, but then a second later it changed to an expression of surprise.
うちは狭くて汚いですわよ。お台所もこんなに立派ではありませんし。
俺は別に気にしないぜ。でもま、サトコが嫌なら遠慮してもいいよ。
Satoko shook her head firmly, her whole body expressing denial.
それに俺、サトコにはまだまだいろいろと教えてもらわないとな。ようやく炊飯器の使い方と味噌汁の作り方を覚えた程度だし。
それもそうですわね。これを機会にケイイチさんにお料理をお勉強してもらうのもいいかもしれませんわね。
It was so like Satoko to take this chance to proclaim that it was all for my sake. But there was no way to conceal her own enthusiasm. It was true that this gentle time would come to an end when my parents got back. There was no need to lament that, though. I can easily put in the effort to continue our mild moments like this. Like yesterday, Satoko told me she didn't need to be escorted home. But Rika-chan wasn't with her tonight. She'd be going home by herself. Everyone knew everyone else's face here in Hinamizawa, so it wasn't like it was dangerous to go out at night, but it still wasn't good to send a girl on her way all alone. At the very least, that's what I thought of Satoko's older brother.
じゃあ学校の近くまで送ってやるよ。あそこまで行けば結構街灯とかあるから大丈夫だろ。
本当に大丈夫なんですのよ。悪い人が現れても指一本で撃退してみせますわ。
There was no point in pressing her anymore on the subject, so I took a handful of Satoko's hair and rubbed her head vigorously.
サトコ、ごちゃごちゃ言うな。
Your Nini will bring you part of the way there. That's what I was about to say when I suddenly got embarrassed and my voice trailed off. Nini could only be the nickname Satoko gave to her old brother, and nothing else. I was about to use it pretty lightly, so I started to feel apologetic and a little ashamed.
Nini?
Eh? What did Satoko just say?
ケイチさんが兄みたいに見えただけですわ。その今の言い方全然違うけど、どこか雰囲気が似てましたもので、つい。
Satoko laughed awkwardly and turned red in the face. Of course, I was embarrassed when I saw her, too, because the fact that I was trying to act like her brother had gotten across. A warm feeling spread out from my chest. It was completely different from romantic feelings or any of those more impatient emotions. It was much more graceful, quiet, warm, and calm. Satoko still needed her Nini. I had initially thought Rika-chan was being sly by not coming today, but when I thought about it like this, I could feel a kind thoughtfulness of her worrying about a good friend's feelings. Maybe Rika-chan had understood that she couldn't play the part of a brother herself. So then, nah, let's stop there, Keiichi Maebara. There's no point in thinking about it so hard. It means everyone feels the same way. It means everyone wants Satoko to be happy. Satoko is acting as though her Nini running away from home didn't bother her at all, even though that wasn't actually the case. She was very sad and always waiting for him to come home, because Satoko was a stable person when she was his sister. In order for her to really be this level-headed, having a brother was something she couldn't do without. In other words, Satoko still needed a brother. Nobody had the right to smile it away as childish immaturity. In fact, they deserve praise for being so close to each other as siblings. The role of a brother should be played by her real Nini, by Satoshi, but unfortunately he wasn't here. And this game is going to make me say the word Nini a whole lot. So since I'm here, I'll play the part. And not with a guilty conscience, but in a very natural way. Because, was there something wrong with seeing Satoko smile so happily? This is a good God, yes, awkward is a way to describe this.
さっきからずーっとニヤニヤしてますのね。
俺が嬉しそうな顔をしてるとおかしいかな。
別におかしくはありませんけど、その。
The sound of the motor on her bike light. Motor on a bike light. Good God. Was too loud and I couldn't hear what Satoko said.
え、何？なんて言った？
いえ。
Very possibly, yeah.
本当にどこまでもニーニーに似てますのね。ケイチさん。
そっか？
もちろん本当のニーニーとは全然違うんですけども。
You're still here.
こういろいろそういうところが似てますの。本当に不思議ですわね。
似ているとニーニーを思い出して寂しくなるか？
Once I said that, I thought for a moment that it was absolutely the wrong thing to say, but Satoko didn't seem to mind one bit.
別に寂しくなんかありませんわ。こうしてケイチさんがニーニーの代わりになってくれますしね。その。
As I was flustered for a moment at her hitting the mark, Satoko suddenly asked me a question in a calm voice. It was very quiet, composed, an adult question.
リカですの？
It was quiet, but her voice sounded lonely somehow.
リカがニーニーの代わりになってくれってケイチさんにお願いしたんじゃありませんの？
そう思うのか？
気を悪くしないでくださいませね。リカって私には変に気を使うんですの。私はそんなに気にしていないのに。
I could say for sure that, at least, was a lie. Yesterday, and today, Satoko had been so happy spending times like this with me as siblings, and that was proof itself that she was lying about it not getting to her. So I gave Satoko a light poke in the head.
考えすぎだよ、バカ。俺は俺、前原圭一だ。お前のニーニーの北条聡じゃない。
そんなのは分かってますわ。
Despite her saying that, her expression seemed a little lonesome. And the thing is, without the context of the other games, and without the context of what typical, you know, VNs do in situations like this, this could legitimately be a really, really sweet moment. But the problem is, this series loves to take things like that, crush them in your face, and laugh at you. So while yes, the whole thing of him becoming her surrogate brother, you know, to make her happy, that could be genuinely freaking sweet. Almost saccharine to a point. But I've gone through 2 chapters of this game. I know that everything's gonna get dunked on its freaking head. At this point, Satoko herself had realized that her question had been the wrong thing to say. Yeah, then Demon Yakuza. We didn't need to keep talking about something that Satoko regretted. Actually, last time was very sweet and very potential, you know, had the whole decent romantic subplot going on. And then he broke into a shrine. So in order to cut the conversation short, I grabbed Satoko's head and pet her.
そんなくだらない話はもういいだろう。もう遅いから、とっとと帰って歯を磨いて寝ろ。ついでだから寝る前にうがいもしとけ。風邪の予防になっていいぞ。
Pinch your mouth to keep from getting a cold. That's a new one on me.
それを言ったらニーニーもですわよ。ちゃんと歯を磨くんですのよ。うがいもしてお手洗いも済ませて明日の教科書を準備して、それから。
I wondered what kind of siblings Satoko and Satoshi were. I've never seen them together, but I could say without a doubt that they were really close. As for the way in which they were close, it was probably quite like this. It was so cool that the day's heat seemed like a lie, and yet the moonlight was still somehow faintly warm. The quiet chorus of the insects was pleasing to the ears. But yeah, been through 2 chapters of this game. And 2 chapters... Oh. Intermediate trap course, I see. Trials and Tribulations. That's... Son of a... They literally named the achievement for clearing Chapter 2 Trials and Tribulations. Son of a... Yeah, that's Phoenix Wright. That yeah, well played, game. Well played. And for anyone who's listening who doesn't know, Trials and Tribulations was literally the subtitle of one of the Phoenix Wright games. The 3rd one. Just for those that do not know, people who are watching this in video form later. God damn it, game. So anyway. We're only getting 1 tip at a time. That's kind of weird. Oh well. I could see Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun walking over to the gym storehouse. They needed to get the bag of lime used to make the lime... Bag of lime?! Oh god. Used to make the lines on the court for our next gym class. They were on duty today after all. But in that storehouse, a terrible trap was waiting for them. Please don't let it be dissolving them in the lime.
トラップって仕掛けた側から見ると本当にハラハラするな。
ケイイチさんにもその醍醐味がわかるなら素質がありましたよ。
The two of them fumbled around with the gym's storehouse's lock. Oh? What's this? Okamura-kun pointed to the part of the door and started whispering to Tomita-kun. Then realizing something, they both jumped away from the door.
お、サトコ、バレたみたいだぞ。失敗か？
あの二人が入り口のトラップに気づくのは計算済みですわ。そして次にどういう行動に出るかももちろん計算済みですのよ。
According to Satoko, after they noticed a suspicious trap on the door, they would go around and try to get in through the back window. And just as she'd prophesied, they went around to the back. And just as she'd prophesied, they climbed up, opened the window, and tried to sneak in.
お、すげえ。サトコの読み通りだぞ。あ、かかった。
What happened? What the hell did she do to an explosion of pure white lime burst out of the window? After a few moments, the two of them managed to crawl away from the window, both of them completely white.
この瞬間がたまりませんわね。蜜の味でございましてよ。
いや、しかしよくかかったよな。あんな器用なトラップ、富田くんが窓を登るときどこに手を置いてどこに足を置くかとかどこへ飛び降りるとかそういうのを全部読まなくちゃ絶対にかからないぞ。
Did it involve cutting one of the crossbeams under the floor? No? Okay.
いいですことケイチさん。トラップの第一歩は相手の観察から始まりますのよ。
So what trap awaits Keiichi now, huh?
相手の行動パターンを読み、相手ならこの時こう動くというのを綿密に読み切るんですの。そうすれば必要最低限の仕掛けで最大の効果が狙えるトラップが仕掛けられますのよ。
I mean, she got Keiichi to lay his guard down here. Come to think of it, before Satoko read the final move that at final moment earlier, Neon had given her high praise, saying she had the makings of a genius.
トラップは読みが全てってわけか。じゃあつまり過去に俺が引っかかってきたトラップもみんな俺が読まれてるから引っかかってたってわけか。
ええ、私なりにケイチさんの行動パターンを読み切っているからかかるんですわよ。だからケイチさんがある日突然いつもと違う癖やいつもと違うパターンになってしまったらかからなくなってしまうわけですわね。
There's going to be iocane powder in this at some point, isn't there? Bragging that she could anticipate everything I do. That was kinda mean.
よーし、じゃあさ、なんかゲームをやってみろ。サトコの読みが当たるかどうか試してみろよ。
いいですわよ。ケイチさんは特に読みやすいですから朝飯前でしてよ。
When we went back to the classroom, Satoko tore off pieces of paper and wrote something on the back of them, making 3 cards. Of course, I didn't know what she'd written.
この中の1枚を引いてごらんなさいませ。外れを引かなければケイチさんの勝ちですわ。
They all say you're a loser, don't they?
よーし、挑戦してやるぜ。部活で鍛え上げられた俺の感性で見事打ち破ってくれる。
Satoko smirks and holds out the 3 cards. Set your mind to full power by calming it, Keiichi Maebara. Cool and collected is how you'll win. If I don't pick the losing one, I'll win. Which means if I do pick it, Satoko will win. In other words, Satoko wants to make me pick the losing one. What would she do to make sure I pick the losing one? Could she even predict something like that? Statistically speaking, isn't there some rule that says I'm more likely to pick the one in the middle or the ones on either side? And then it hits me like a flash. This is what Mion would do. I mean, we've been through this before with Mion. Okay, we have. Not
どれ
you.
を取るか決まりまして。
決めたぜ。それはな、これだ
何をするでございますの？
I steal all 3 cards from Satoko's hands. I predicted what Satoko would do in advance. Satoko wanted to make sure I picked the losing one, which meant all 3 of these were losing ones.
というわけだ。この3枚、改めさせてもらうぜ
I flip all 3 cards face up, and on each one, there's a single word. You're a loser.
なんだこりゃ。はずれ。外れ。
つまりはそういうこと。1枚しか取らなかったなら外れにはならなかったということですわ。
じゃあ俺が3枚まとめて引くの読んでいたってのか
I held my head in my hands and fainted as Satoko reveled at the might of her abilities. Her shrill laughter echoed throughout the classroom. And then there was a poof as lime powder came down upon Satoko's head. I looked to see Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun all in white dumping a whole bag of lime powder on her, getting their revenge. Aw, no voice? Yeah, it looks like there's no use talking to the person who set this trap.
失礼でございますわね。どこに証拠がございますの？それに罠なんて品のない言い方をやめてほしいですわね。より優雅にトラップと呼んでほしいですわ。
That being said, these two pretend to be tough. Not only that, but standing still, completely blank and silent. But anyway, ignoring what happened before, having someone chase you with their mouth full of lime in such a way they can't even speak. Yeah, that would be scary for even Satoko.
ケイチさん、助けて。
Our underclassmen crashed around the classroom in furious combat, getting white lime everywhere. Hey, Satoko? Why couldn't you see this coming exactly? At the time, I hadn't seen something coming too, though. The teacher coming to me afterwards and giving us all a stern talking to. So yeah, okay. So, yeah. Satoko is smarter than Keiichi. At least for traps. But I do believe that will end the stream today. Yeah, I left those sprites up. Ah. You are welcome. I mean, seriously, look at that! They gave her hooves! My God. Anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out and thanks for talking with me as I made my way through the first 2 chapters of Chapter 3 of Higurashi. When they cry. Ow. Everybody, take care, guys. I will leave you all with music, and I will be back tomorrow at the same time with continuing on in Mother 3. Now that we are in the future, or at least modern times. It's no longer Hinamizawa like there. Anyway, take care, folks. I will see you back later for more.